everybody, Max Aita here, head coach of Team Juggernaut.
I'm Cortney Batchelor, the 53 American record holder in the Snatch.
We're here to do a little comparison of Cortney's 84 kilogram snatch attempt at the American Open and her 87 kilogram American record, and show you the subtle differences between the two. So here we've got the first attempt, 84 kilos. We'll launch at full speed. Give what you saw going on here. So, a little forward at the top. Let's go slow speed now. So, your start position is always really good. We've changed that too, and you used to start with kind of a dynamic start where you drop your hips down quick and pull off the ground. And sometimes where that happen is, that would push the bar out in front of you a little bit. But over the last, several months, we've changed that, and it makes your start really consistent, I think. But what happened on this one, like you were saying in your Instagram post, as you come up here, past the knee, you're pushing your hips forward to the bar and your heels come up a little bit early. You guys can kind of see that there where your heels are up. You make great contact. You still extend
Pretty
really,
well.
yeah. That's really some of the best extension of anyone. This is awesome because your hips are extended here a little bit. You're open. Your knees are not entirely straightened here. So when you actually connect with the bar, you're able to use your quadriceps like probably the best of anyone on the team. Obviously, the best of anyone in the 53s because you're snatching the American record. So all that's really good. At the top, though, as a result of your hips coming forward to the bar stays out in front of you, right? Just like a tiny bit.
God,
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts like coming up, at least in the middle here? And you kind of mentioned it too. I just kind of glossed over that, but right through here.
Let's see. So my chest came up a little bit too soon.
Right.
I still did a good job at getting the bar to the hip. Extension was really good. I think because of my 81 in the back.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same thing. I didn't finish my pull, didn't finish over at the top. My chest comes behind the bar right off the ground.
Yeah. So you can see
rather
too,
than
right?
staying over.
Where she's talking about,
back.
yeah. As you come up, your shoulders and head are moving backward a little bit too fast, and your hips are moving forward towards the bar, right? See how the hips are moving
Right.
forward? You're shifting that pressure forward to the bar. And that creates a little bit of a radius out in front where the bar swings out in front of you a little bit.
Right.
I guess right there would be the sort of the farthest away from you it's going to get. And it's only a minor amount because you do actually get like 99.9% of the way there, right?
Yeah.
But that little bit of early leaning back, a little bit of early getting the shoulders back kind of causes that bar to stay out in front of you just like a tiny, tiny bit. You snatch this weight or a little bit less than this pretty much.
Well, I snatched 84 twice that Monday.
Yeah.
That Monday before.
And almost every week you're hitting, when we do take heavy workouts, every time you do it, you're getting at least to 83 kilos.
Yeah.
And you were before this. So you're definitely ready for it. Just a little bit of a lapse in that last inch.
I think also though that
here.
I'm not really used to having to save a lift.
Right.
So when I caught it like that, I tried to, but I wasn't
Yeah.
quite sure what to do.
Yeah, because right here, I mean, some people would be in a position where if they're used to having the weight out in front of them like that, not being as consistent as you are, they might run forward and catch it. And you did actually make, I think, from my opinion, you made the right correction. You caught it here as forward, and you did everything you possibly could to get the bar as high as you could so you could get back under it.
Yeah.
So you tried standing up, but it was just a little bit forward, and you just didn't have it.
Right. So I snatched 84 twice on Monday. I think I kind of took this 84 a little bit for granted, just because it has become so routine. And you kind of have to remember that you need that first lift to get to the last lift.
Yeah.
So you have to approach the first lift the same as the last lift.
Let's look at your 87 then. So obviously you came back and made 84. Super strong. And then we came back and you took 87 on your third. So here you are, taking 87 for the new American record. And this beats the record you had currently, which is 86, obviously by a kilo. And boom, successful.
Nice.
Perfect. Little celebration. So the biggest thing, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are. The biggest thing you did differently, and it's, it's not going to be major, obviously, because the last one was super close. But like the little subtle differences between this one and the 84 to me were that you could say almost like you stayed with it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You were here, you're on your heels there a lot better than you were in the 84 before that. So you're in a better position. You finally bring the bar into your hips. You do come up on your toes early, but you still use your legs and you extend so well at the top. But you can see here the bar's a little bit closer. That radius where the bar kind of comes out away from your body at the top is a little bit flatter, and it turns over perfectly. You can see it because it comes down like just behind your ponytail there.
Yeah.
It's like excellent. So I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are in terms of.
So when I was pulling off the ground, it felt the same as 84. I still felt like I pulled back. Still felt like I.
Right. So you think you kind of felt like the same thing? Maybe you're a little bit more.
It felt kind of the same. I felt like once I got it to the hip though, that I pushed just a tad bit longer.
Yeah.
And then I was able to really pull up with my elbows.
Yeah.
And then get under it.
Yeah. It looks like to me primarily the biggest difference, is that one, like you said earlier, you didn't take it for granted at all. And so that extra just tiny bit of more effort, more commitment to the top half of the lift, the extension, finishing, bringing the elbows up, everything there was enough to get the bar up and back behind your head. Whereas that first opener 84 was almost like took it for granted a little bit too much, and that put the bar, left the bar a little bit in front. But in this one, you put so much more into it and you followed through enough on it that it just stuck it right behind your head. And it's kind of funny to me because when you see it, it's like the moment you make it right there, it's like, the second you have it, you have it because you're so consistent. You know that there's never going to be, it's never like I caught it, now I got to get up.
It's almost like if I get it to my eyes, I kind of know if it's made or not.
Yeah, for sure. And if you look at like a bar path of your lifts, and I've looked at a lot of them recently, but if you look at a bar path of your lifts, the top half of the lift, the bar ends up getting a little bit out in front of where it started off the floor. Yeah. And that's normal for you, so we know that if the bar is always going to be a little bit forward on the top, when you do finish better, when you do extend at the top and bring your elbows high and pull the bar up, you end up getting away from that bar being too far out, if that makes sense. Right. You end up getting to the point where you can just flatten that out on top enough that the bar ends up exactly where you want it every time. So, subtle differences, and a lot of it too, just mental changes you make from the first to the last, which is really just that little bit more commitment, right?
Right.
It's a really awesome lift, obviously. Yeah. The best in this weight category, pretty much ever, right? No one's ever come close to that. Nope. So, awesome job.
I think also I looking at the 84 compared to this. Once I get to the hip, my wrists kind of come out a little bit, and I did a really good job at keeping my wrists curled at the top of the extension.
So you mean, she's talking about right here.
There, yeah.
You're talking about the wrist itself being kind of bent.
I was able to keep it in.
Right, so you're pushing it this direction.
Right.
Right. Whereas on 84, you may have been a little bit relaxed. Yeah, you can see how the wrist doesn't break, it doesn't kind of give, so you're pushing it this way. You're pushing the bar towards your hips with your wrist still, and that gives you that final kind of closeness and tension you need to get the bar turned over better.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. The main difference here is this face versus the unhappy face. Awesome job.
I think that was the first time I've smiled after a snatch in a while.
That could be the case. That could very well be the case. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. Your wrist kind of bends there. You see how your arms, this levering, as you lean back, the bar kind of stays out in front. Yeah.
Just a hair.
It's very subtle because, your lifts are 99.99% the same every time. It's just that final little bit at the top. Awesome. If you guys are interested in more, check out the YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe. If you guys are interested in some online coaching or any of our coaching services we offer through Juggernaut, check us out there. We have a few Instagram Juggernaut Online Coaching, the actual website, juggernautcoaching.com. And you can check out the website, JTS Strength, for any more information on that, or send any of us an inquiry. I'm Max Aita, head coach, Team Juggernaut, with Cortney Batchelor.
American record holder.